do to not be first?
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
This is Umar for IFL TV. We're, 4 hours away from your man, Daniel Dubois. Has the potential to cause one of the biggest upsets in sporting history tonight against Oleksandr Usyk. Nervous, Frank?
No, as I always say, I'm not getting in the ring. It's the guys getting in the ring who are going to either have nerves or not. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to Daniel proving a lot of people wrong.
Before we come on to that, let's just talk about the breaking news from last night. Matchroom put out a statement saying that HELENIUS tested positive for a VADA test ahead of his fight with Anthony Joshua a couple of weeks ago. Thoughts on that?
Well, it's all pretty sad and horrible, isn't it? You know, he came in as a last-minute substitute, and obviously he must have had some. I assume he had tests in the fights that he had the week prior to that, because he fought, didn't he, the week before. But look, you know, it's dangerous, and it's got to be stopped, and that's why I keep banging on about it. But you know, it's out there now, and he'll have to deal with it like anybody else who gets tested positive.
Frank, can you just talk to me about your situation with Daniel tonight, VADA testing, Joe Joyce and Zhilei Zhang on September 23rd, the VADA testing in that, if there is VADA testing, and for Tyson Fury and Ngannou in Saudi Arabia?
I don't know where it is that we're not tested, that our fighters are not being tested. I've had to put this on a thing. This week, just this week, from our fighters being tested. Tyson, Francis Ngannou, Joe Joyce, Zhang, Hamza, Shiraz and Myfanov, we just had those results in this week from the tests that they're having on a regular basis with VADA. So we're testing. We're not, you know, we're doing as much testing as anybody is, and if we could, we'd do more. But they all come in, and thankfully, they all come in negative.
Well, thoughts on the other side's comments about, you know, for shows like McCann, Baluta, where Baluta's training abroad, that they're not sure how much UCAD testing he's having, if any, before the fight week commences, Frank?
He is tested by UCAD. I mean, that's a fact.
Do you know how many times he got tested?
Off the top of my head, no, I don't. But he certainly was tested, and is tested regularly. As any boxers, certainly if they're fighting at that level, in a championship level, they're tested. And, you know, I don't know what Baluta's moaning about. I mean, you know.
No, it wasn't Baluta moaning. It's just, well, Eddie and Frank Smith said, we're paying for extra testing. For example, you're just using UCAD testing.
No, we don't just use UCAD. I've just read out to you the results just for this week. All our fighters are VADA tested. Like Dillian White will tell you that last year when he fought Tyson. He was tested regularly by VADA, tested on a regular basis that we ensured happened. It's just a nonsense. It's more of that noise that they're putting out. The fact is, the tests that we have for our boxers are the best tests you can have, UCAD and VADA. And the point I'm making about these other tests that they talk about with drug-free sport is that they do not test for substances, certainly two substances, that are banned by VADA and UCAD. So their tests are pretty much not fit for purpose. But we pay regularly for our fighters to be tested, and in any type championship fight, that's always the case for anyone. Doesn't matter, me, Hearn, any promoter has to do the same thing. They have to be tested on a regular basis.
Right, let's come away from drug testing.
It's a nonsense and more noise. What we do, though, like we're telling you now, we are making people aware of what the tests are. I know a few people have talked about Teti. We were unaware that Teti tested positive. We heard about it from a newspaper. The Border Control heard about it from a newspaper. We were not told directly. That's how it came out from South Africa.
Okay, let's move away from drug testing. As I said, we're 3 hours away from potentially one of the biggest upsets in sporting history with your guy, Daniel Dubois. We're off to a small hall tonight, Frank?
Yeah, we are. I've got my tandem outside. You're pedalling up front and I'm on the back, mate, to get there.
No, listen, 43,000 people we expect. It's going to be very hostile for Daniel Dubois, obviously all Ukrainian in there. And we know you're very confident about your guy doing the job. But listen, Usyk is pound for pound one of the greatest fighters of this generation, as you said. what's going on in Ukraine at the moment with the war. He's fighting not for just himself, but the country. So surely, Frank, a few hours away, you're getting a bit nervous for Daniel tonight?
No, not really. I mean, he's fighting for his nation. He's fighting for his national pride. But all boxers who get in the ring are fighting for their pride. And Daniel, the fact that he's come here and he had an opportunity to step aside, says a lot about him. So now we're going to be, as you say, around 4 hours away to decide and find out what he's made of. And I choose to believe he's made of stern and strong stuff, and I believe that he'll come through this tonight.
Can we pull your future heavyweight world champion in, Moses Atalma, please? Obviously, wake up. Obviously sparred Daniel Dubois in Spain.
What's going on?
This is him, Mr. Man.
All good, yeah?
All good. Confident about Daniel's chances tonight, Moses, being honest?
100%. Like I said, he's always got that get out of jail free card, so we'll see if he uses it tonight.
So, he looked, in your words, the best you've seen Daniel. Obviously, you sparred him many years ago, but you said he was not just about his physical attributes in the ring, but mentally he's in a really good place as well, you said.
Yeah. It's me, personally, opinion. Like, I haven't studied too much about Daniel, but I know, especially in this camp, he's looking very fit, very strong.
Moses, I'll let you go back to sleep. Frank, it's just going to be, this video is going to be going out to hundreds of thousands of people in the UK. TNT Sports Box Office, your platform. Daniel Dubois dares to be great tonight. A final message down the camera. Take the mic. Come on.
Right, tonight it's Daniel's destiny. He's in the ring against the best fighter, certainly the best cruiserweight of his generation, an unbeaten heavyweight champion who holds 3 belts. Can he do it? Will he do it? You're going to find out when you watch on TNT Box Office. TNT, where all the explosive fights happen.
Frank Warren, thank you very much.
Not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt rings.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,